So welcome to the second One Show. Today is April 17th. Nothing heard here is financial advice. Please exercise respect when talking with others. Please raise its hand to talk in the X Spaces. Hopefully this will be an interactive spaces. Our mission is to have this X Spaces evolve into something beneficial for the entire Harmonauts community, made by the Harmonauts community. I thought that was going to go on. The initial format, we've posted some potential topics in the Google document. I'll read through them and we can just kind of see where the conversation goes. All right, and these have been submitted mostly by myself and a couple by Bones and a couple I gathered from here and there. Okay, I'm not even there yet. Still going through the format. So I'm going to go through and read all the topics, ask for feedback, hopefully move on to some organic, constructive conversation. At any point, people can request to move on to another topic or elaborate on the topic at hand. Some listed below topics will potentially help shape the format structure of One Show moving forward. Thanks everyone for tuning in today and listening in the future. Lastly, I already mentioned this, Tenacious, Peace and Love, Theo can all modify this Google document. So if you want to get it on there, reach out to them or me. Please feel free to reach out to any of us to make modifications moving forward. Basic guidelines and development for One Show X Spaces. My stuff cut off, so One Show will last approximately 2 hours. If you have an important topic and you can't stay for the entire spaces, please make it known at the beginning of the show. Okay. These are our topics. Okay, the first one. What are the similarities and the differences between the Harmony One bot on Telegram and the Harmony One AI on the Apple Store? 2, discuss the matter of the Phoenix Rising collection. It will come to an end due to an artist not being able to wait until the end of the mint to receive payment. That just messed up the whole minting process. That's one that I'll have to get into for sure. This is from Kratos Post. Implemented BTC EVM wallet, which allows for users to use CLI in order to manage accounts in both Bitcoin and EVM-based chains. So I was a little confused there. Wanted to maybe ask like what it's like to be a validator in Harmony One, the benefits and struggles, just anything you want to talk about. There will be a grant program for building on. Will there be a grant program for building on Harmony again? If so, what are the requirements? Just recovery on Harmony One in general. Crypto land updates. Harmonauts DAO updates. And I wanted to ask, how long do the emissions last on Harmony One? The 440 million a year. How many years does that go? And lastly, there's a recovery telegram that got started this week. We've had pretty good response. I think we're up to 40 people. So I guess I'll open up to anybody, but if nobody talks, I'm going to let it, Theo go ahead, because I think you're only here for a little bit. And oh my gosh, we have a Harmony account on here too. So yeah, I'll just see if anybody has anything pressing here.
Yeah, I could start on the first one, if that works.
Sounds good. Yeah, start wherever you
want. So the question is, what are the similarities and differences between Harmony One bot on Telegram and the Harmony One AI on the Apple Store? So these are both AI products that kind of the core team have initiated, and again are open source and anyone can build off of and use APIs and everything. Telegram is kind of a multimodal and just multi-API kind of pay-per-use AI tool where right now with all the different funds, say if you have Claude 3 right recently scored the highest. We're still waiting on OpenAI's ChatGPT to see if they can score higher on benchmark. But all of these LLMs have these models where you pay $20 a month and you're very quickly paying $100 a month for relatively the same service. So with Harmony and leveraging the one token, what we've been able to do is abstract the payment so that it's just for pay-per-use on the API level. So you really just pay for either the images that you want to create or the text that you want to send. You can start a conversation with, say, Claude or something, and then you can finish it with Gemini. And then we've been playing around with different ways that we can augment this. Say, there's kind of this Harmony LLM that lives above these, and essentially what you'd have is a smart agent that knows exactly which model would be best to answer this question. So rather than going a few questions with Gemini and then realizing that Claude would have been better, and then you go to coding and you want to go to ChatGPT, um, we would kind of have a layer abstracted where it could effectively decide that for you. So on the Telegram side, it's that bot that goes through all these various APIs, and you could use the latest and greatest kind of LLMs that are out in the space. And then on the other side, the Harmony One AI on the Apple Store is an AI app where you can directly speak to an AI model, and I believe currently that's GPT-4, and then it's using the speech to text. So when you speak into it, it's going to translate that to text and then put it into OpenAI, and then text to speech, where it takes that response and then speaks it back to you. That is handled on the iPhone natively or Apple products natively. So that's all to reduce latency, which currently in its positioning makes it so it sounds a bit more robotic, and you could have Whisper added. And I think in our most recent update, we have Whisper now, so the sound should be better and the voice should be better. And we're hopeful that when Apple comes out with their new release of AI suites, that Siri and kind of the voices are much more improved and allowed for developers to use. That way we can have a really, really great sounding AI that can speak to you in real time, rather than kind of when, if any of you guys use the ChatGPT app, you have to wait like 10 seconds, excuse me, before it replies. So that's kind of the long answer of how they're kind of similar and different. But the basics of it is on Telegram, it's more of a chat bot that uses all the best LLMs behind the scene. And then on the App Store, it's an AI that you can speak to.
And is the Apple one a pay per month like subscription type, and then the Telegram bot is like a pay per use? Did you say that, or is that right?
Yeah, so they're both pay per use, and I believe the one for voice is on a minute basis. And this was based off of how different apps are doing their voice LLMs, and they'll do like a per minute basis of how long like the because the speech outputs are a bit different because they're based on minutes rather than just tokens that have been generated. So it's easier to just do on that side, but they're both pay per use.
Nice. And I have to ask, as a Android user, when Android Play Store, Apple or the Google Play Store?
Yeah, no, I mean, so and this goes also similarly to when Discord, I guess for Telegram, which I know Tenacious, like you've said that a lot. I guess probably since the beginning, to be honest. Early days of development, we had like a little user interview, and that was kind of a gist of it that a lot of people were suggesting. Um, and currently, it's more so that we want to make sure that on Telegram they get the latest and greatest improvements, and then on the voice as well, and then we can expand to um, either Android or Discord or all these other things. But first, we want to make sure that um, we have a working model that has traction before we expand it.
I got you. Yeah, it goes back to what Theo F said last week about kind of just getting this into a better state before we go around sharing it, right? That's more priority than getting it on more platforms, right?
Yeah, and then like you can also have different, like say even a web app, right, where anyone kind of device agnostic, I guess, that you can have something just on the internet and be able to use all of these tools could also be something that we do in the future.
I'm gonna test it out for. I haven't really messed with AI for like writing paragraphs on any platform, but I'm gonna test the one for Harmony first about trying to write up some just information about what I want, or what I envision the crypto land Discord to do. So maybe
Yeah.
I can go ahead.
No, I was just going to jump in and say like in terms of adding things to get certain outputs, we're also trying to get Gemini 1.5 because we're part of kind of like the early cohorts that are kind of like not really helping Google in Web3, but kind of our branches where we have direct contacts within Google and we can kind of coordinate different Web3 initiatives. They've given us that early access to Gemini 1.5. So we're playing around with it. It's currently in preview, but that has 1 million tokens in context, which a lot of you guys last time were mentioning that you'd want it to be smarter on Harmony specific information. So that's something that we can pretty much put every single document that's been written about Harmony in Harmony's history. We can't put the entire code repo in there just yet, probably for the best in terms of AI and how much trust there is in developing things. But in terms of just basic knowledge and information that should be readily accessible, which again, we talked about last time, that a lot of the same repetitive questions are being asked by the community. And it'd be nice if we had kind of 24/7 support that was able to answer them exactly how any of us internally would answer them.
Yeah, I went after. I can't remember how many days it's been since the YouTube came out, but I did go back and read the comments a day or two ago. One of them was somebody was really in favor of having the Harmony One bot on the main Harmony website. I mean, have you guys talked about that? It seems like it, or at least maybe it'd have a link to the Telegram or something like that. Or
Yeah, exactly. Or like one of those things on the bottom right that you can just click and chat with, I imagine. And we did talk about it briefly, but currently we're doing more of a, I guess, complete overhaul of excuse me, of the main site and kind of seeing what we can do with the not necessarily the allocation we've been giving, but more product direction that we've been giving, and seeing okay, just how much can we push this in a direction that the community would enjoy and the community would like. Which and this is probably repetitive, but like a lot of the community have been asking for that updated website, and we're working towards it, and we're doing some brief research first, and then a more complete overhaul rather than kind of just a quick AI bot added to it. But that's definitely something that we can add along with it. But currently, it's more of a complete overhaul.
right on. I only have one or two more questions. Is there like maybe a dot country or somewhere where people can kind of keep up with the different AI models? I get all the different one. I could just remember you said Claude, for instance, and you said there's one coming that will allow to have the real-time information quicker. Is there a better place than here, or is Twitter X the place to go? Or?
Yeah, that's difficult because it's always hard to deliver the best information, right? Because we can play around, say we play around with Gemini 1.5 with a 1 million context window, but then we see that the outputs aren't good enough. We don't really want to kind of tease the community and say, oh, we're releasing this, and then we never do, right? That's kind of the opposite end that you want to find yourself in. And on the other hand, you also don't want to just say nothing and then just say, oh, why is no one using this? So it's a bit of a balance, and we're trying to figure out exactly how to do it. We're looking to expand Twitter for sure, and more of the marketing side of more daily updates. Right now, with our marketing, we have someone who designs, does mocks, does information architecture, does like UI, UX, like all of this deep research things, and then also has to do the marketing. So it's definitely difficult and time consuming in terms of ideally you would want like a full-time job, or like you have these different chains that do like their interns or whatever. But in terms of Harmony, it's a unique case because you have this core community as well, that's very, very in tune and very, very like quick to find things. I mean, you even have Kratos that goes through the repos, and people find out stuff quicker than even the core team does. So um, on that front, it like the repos are also a good thing to do. But again, if you're not necessarily technically savvy or something, then the main website, the blogs, and then Twitter are the best go-tos. I think the overhaul for the site right now, we're currently saying that there would be different sections, so there could be a section completely on AI. I think that's a great idea. I think it's even just keeping up with AI, let alone Harmony AI, right? There's so many models that are being released and all these new things, and it'd be nice to have kind of one section where, excuse me, we're just honest about what we're playing around with and what we're looking to build, and seeing how and users could ideally interact with there as well and say, oh, this looks interesting, or absolutely not, I would never use this product. That way we can kind of get those opinions and everything earlier in that product development cycle.
Nice. Maybe I think we had talked last time too about maybe when it goes open source, then then the information will be obviously a lot more real time available, right?
Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot one more time. So how long, realistically, could it possibly take to be able to have like the real time information for Harmony, like the dexes and I don't know, contracts and information, Discord links, Telegram links, all that, stuff that really, really, really help. I mean, is there this quarter, last quarter, next year, any kind of?
Yeah, so a lot of that goes from data and making sure that the LLM has the right context. And then there's something called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which is just a fancy like acronym for context, that you can essentially like take all of that Harmony data, put it in before the prompt, and then the prompt knows to read that information. Which we can do now, and it's more of an issue on getting the data collected and then putting it into the context window, which with every query, you would have to pay the tokens for, and it would kind of like it would raise the base rates for pay per use for everybody, but from what it sounds like, it seems like it would be a major I guess benefit for the community, because they would have that access immediately, and kind of those I guess customer service or all of those payments that we would avoid would actually be more beneficial to our user base. And I definitely agree with you. I think definitively how much time, I think since it is just the data collection and it is just putting these links, I think there was a document that I started probably a few months ago that has the basis of them. Will there ever be one that automatically checks every single application that is built on Harmony, and for future ones? Probably not in the time being. Is that possible to be built? For sure. But something, and this could be something that maybe you and I and a few others in the space even, we could probably find everything that's on Harmony pretty quickly and put it into a Google Doc, throw that Google Doc into the context, and then there we go. And then our the bot is up to speed on real time Harmony stuff, um, which we can do, and I think it's just a matter of putting a little bit more focus on collecting that information, collecting that data in one document, and then allowing the model to just pull from it. So that's something that even after the space, maybe we can either create a small group, even though the groups that you or I are in they're increasing exponentially now, and getting a lot more groups, which is good, which is good. And we'll talk about the recovery one, the recovery Telegram a bit later. But it is good at least that kind of people know where to go, where to ask questions, and if we had a model that could answer them immediately, that'd be even better. So I think that's something you and I can maybe get together and hash out more.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's do that. And even having the Google document, that's fantastic. Uh, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I should say it, but I just actually learned that you can put links inside the Google document this week. So that's just like that just blows me away. That's uh, amazing. I mean, you could just link upon link upon link. So that's easy. I even started doing something real easy for the Reddit askers about like wanting the recovery links because I would bounce back to my Discord and copy. So now I have just some text that I can copy the whole everything and then just paste it over on Reddit. So yeah, if we could just share, get even until the AI bot gets integrated or whatever, we can just share that Google document. If people, I guess I don't know, people seem kind of hesitant to click on any links these days, but if we had it all together, that'd be a lot easier. Easy reference, easy to share. So I like that. That's easy.
Yeah, and then especially if me or someone else from the core team is in there, then we can have like verifiable proof. Like, okay, these links that are generated are verifiable, and it could come with like a little note of that. Because even links themselves are always sketchy, and you want to make sure they point to the right place. And then AIs can also hallucinate, and then all of a sudden you're on a hacked site and you had no idea how you got there. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. And we can make sure that the links that do get added are precisely the ones that the core team approves of. That way, everyone knows that it's safe.
Well, even the Google Doc link itself, that's what I think people are maybe scared of. I don't know if that's verifiable or that'd be great if you have a trick to verify that because just from doing these spaces, I just I had it open for people to interact, and just a lot of times people wouldn't mostly.
Yeah, I think in terms of sharing it, maybe I mean forum posts could be beneficial, but it's not necessarily something that needs everybody because most of the projects are open and being built. So it's something that like the AI would only need kind of what's publicly available, and it's not like it's something that maybe 3 4 people can come together and say, okay, here's what the Harmony ecosystem looks like right now. Here's how recovery is going. Here are the custodians. Here's how what they've done recently. And actually, that would be pretty cool because then you can essentially have everything that's related to Harmony up to date in real time for anyone who wants access to it. You can have community aspect, ecosystem aspect, recovery aspect, protocol aspect, AI developments, um, Bitcoin, DeFi. I mean, the list goes on. But the gist of it is that anybody, and some of those obviously would be more developed by the core team, and it would be, it's mostly just an information overhaul where um, things are being uploaded in a way that then the AI can take it and answer it for everybody. That way, if anybody has a question, they can just say like, oh, what is the Harmony core team up to these days? Or, oh, what is an exciting development from the community? Or how did recovery do this month? Things like that, things like that could be I think tremendous for the community.
Yeah, I mean, after I guess figuring it out is the hard part, and after you figure it out, the solution sometimes seems super easy. But I mean, I had one more point. If we had, if you guys put the Harmony AI bot on the the main Harmony website, then whenever people joined, they would automatically have the RPC and a wallet and access to the information. I guess they would need some funds in there. I guess that's still a little bit of a hurdle, but it could come with instead of coming with 100, it could come with a little gas or something.
Yeah, or it's something that we could have a special bot where it's our own one that we pay for behind the scenes, and then kind of our cost basis and ratios is just it comes out even because it's better user flow, better user onboarding. Don't need any customer service. You kind of you we would end up on top for sure in terms of the benefit that it would give our community. So we'd be happy to pay for that.
Right on. Um, does anybody have any more AI type stuff? Does anybody want to come up and speak? Please request the mic. I have a request. I I'm on a mobile connection, and I don't really do a whole lot of anything on my phone while I'm on here. If somebody can share the Google document and pop it up on the top, if you guys know how to do that, or maybe if it's up there, that could help while we're in here. It has all the topics on there, but I'm going to pause for a second and see if anybody has anything to say besides me and Theo. Or Theo, if you want to talk, sorry, just besides myself.
I think I'm just gonna head out because I'm right on the edge of my 30 minutes, and I'm gonna hop into another meeting. But um, we'll definitely listen to the recording and kind of jump in when I see. I think Matthew has a proposal. I think that is interesting. I think a lot of people will have different opinions on it. I think that's something that's on either side of opinions. I think it's something that's worth sharing to the community, hoping for the best on that side. And then I think if you can just send me maybe a DM or something afterwards, and we can try to get this AI thing rolling as soon as possible, that would be great. And again, thank you for hosting this, and everybody else for joining and spending the time out of your day to be here. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, completely appreciate you, Theo, and thanks for the heads up. And yeah, through Google Doc, that's easy. We'll get that knocked out really quick. It just makes so much sense. All right. You gave a really good lead in to have Matthew possibly talk about some recovery talk. So, Matthew, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to you and take it away.
Right on. Thanks, Eric, and thanks again for holding this space. You are a treasure. So first, I'm going to dive into some round 18 updates. Some people might have seen the Twitter post or read the Medium articles, but it's always good to disseminate information in different ways. So round 18 stats, I'm going to go through them. So the Recovery Multisig Committee distributed 8.41 million tokens to the burn partners, Modullo and Recovery One. Recovery One burned 769,000 depegged assets. Modullo burned 327 depegged assets. Recovery One, we took a different initiative as well. We also bridge in USDC. So we take the one that is distributed to us, we bridge it out, and then purchase USDC on Ethereum, and then bridge it back. So we brought in 145,000 USDC back into Harmony through the Layer Zero bridge. The total burned in all 18 rounds is 20.7 million depegged assets. So we're over 20% with the 3 burn partners. That it does include Tranquil. They are no longer active, but it was Recovery One, Modullo, and Tranquil were the 3 burn partners. For round 18, Modullo also pushed 2.7 million one tokens into round 19. So the round is now open for round 19. If you want to start burning depegged assets, I know that the market has moved down. You can go to 2 burn partners and participate in round 19. That is on the Recovery Exchange and also burner.modullo.so. So the 2 burner partners, once again, recovery.exchange and then burner.modullo.so. So that's it for the updates with regards to stats from round 18 and then also the kickoff for round 19. Eric, any questions on that?
No, I appreciate like the real numbers. It's really easy to understand that 20% has been removed. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy instead of the pegged and unpegged, and the numbers get mixed up pretty easy.
Yeah, and you know what? So we've been doing this for now. It's been 18 rounds, so a year and a half, and we also looked into some numbers, and a lot of these are common sense, but there is a strong correlation between the appreciation in the one token, because most of the swaps and pairs are in the one token with depeg assets. So that's a big influence that we found. Yes, as supply is removed and we keep burning depegged assets, we also seen the price increase too. So those are 2 strong correlations. Another thing we picked out is we've had actually a big pickup in burning since round 14, which was the establishment of the Recovery Multi-Sig Committee. So that was interesting data points on this recovery. I guess I can jump into the grant as well. Is that cool, Eric?
One more before we get on that one. Sure. Yeah. So I think, like you said, you got from the RMC, you received 75% of the funds, and you actually were able to exchange it before the huge dump. How much percent of that, or how many dollars, do you have? Does the exchange have left?
For this round 19, is that what you're referencing?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second. I think the last time I checked prior to this space was, I think, 115,000 that is left. So it is open to pre-hacked wallets. Anybody that was part of the community that had a pre-hacked wallet is able to exchange. That's the one difference between Recovery One and also Modulo. Modulo opens it up to anybody. It also opens it up to bots. But if you were a member of the Harmony community, you can go to recovery.exchange and exchange and swap out. Yeah, Eric, does that answer your question?
Yes. Above and beyond. And one more. When is the next update, like on the exchange?
Yep. So we will increase the wallet. Right now it's $900. I believe it's going up to $1,800 on Friday. So that is the next period that we also adjust rates. So just to give a little insight, some people have followed this since the beginning for the last year and a half. But at every wallet increase, we look at the market rate. So whatever the price of a depegged asset, specifically USDC, and we see what that price is, and we set the exchange rate 0.5 of a cent higher than that. So there is a little bit of arbitrage. So be aware for that. That is coming Friday as well. The last few rounds, we have increased the actual exchange rate because of the bull themes and what's been going on in the market. It seems like the market, larger crypto market, have a pullback. So we might be lowering rates depends on what's going on too, depending upon whatever the market rate is for a depegged asset.
All right, one more on the spot question, then I'll let you do your spiel, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, so whenever the Recovery Exchange opens, it's just to voters only for the first 24 hours, and then it goes to pre-hack wallets. Is there any desire or how would it become available to wallets that weren't taken in that snapshot way back?
That is the reason originally for a couple different burn partners, because there was different mechanisms. The Recovery Exchange has been kind of tailored from the community. The community originally, back after the hack, suggested 16 different proposals, and from those ideas, that's where the burn initiative came from, kind of a growth from that period. So we've always from the beginning been community centric. It's kind of in our mission. Our mission is recovery of depegged assets and the strengthening of the Harmony community through community action. So that is part of our DNA.
Cool. And at least there is an option from Modulo, and both the rounds happen at the same time. They have different mechanics, and there's going to be different things coming up. And I just wanted to say real quick, I mean, maybe the OneShow document could start having some more of these official links, and I could start putting the recovery exchanges on there, and I don't know how much information you're allowed to put on these documents, but we can just start loading it up with lots of information. I did put the grant proposal on there. The link to the recovery Telegram is on the Google document, and the validator, I don't know, seems
I'll throw one more data point at you guys. So the original voting, community voting on the recovery, had about 130 participants. The Recovery Exchange has 3x participants. So, and these are all active community members. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked at the amount of people that are using it. That's that's great. Yeah. All right, I'll throw it over to you. Are you going to roll into the grant proposal, or
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay,
All
beautiful. Right. And again, that's the link to the talk.1 is in the Google document that's posted on this Spaces somewhere.
Cool. All right, so the Recovery One also on our Twitter account just published the expansion of the ambassador program, the R1 ambassador program. The ambassador program through Recovery One initially started July of 2023. And the idea was to help with communications around recovery, increase engagement. And the three ambassadors, of which Eric, you are one, Selvi and Vidi, have really done a phenomenal job since July. And they've also allowed us to get to cohort 2, which we're going to be welcoming some new members into the ambassador program. But just to kind of go through some of the initiatives that the ambassadors kind of have steered. So they've done governance. They've launched a proposal and worked with the community over at Aave and put a proposal together and then took it through and had votes on Aave ecosystem about a recovery. And working with different stakeholders from Harmony, from Aave. That proposal wasn't successful, but it was a really great learning lesson, and we look to go back to them obviously at some point in the future in the recovery. So governance, info sessions, in person, virtual, helping with projects coming to the ecosystem, promoting projects. Mutant One, launching a couple different NFT initiatives. We've had competitions. They've also, now this is a long run, but the R1 Ambassadors Twitter account is trying to rival Kratos. I think we got a long ways to go, but we want to open up different mediums for communication, and we see that as an area that can really help and provide value to Harmony communication. So, an ambassador program, if done right, is filled with evangelists, with people that are passionate, that want to learn and grow, and any organization, any business, any project wants those people in it, and it just makes the project better. It makes the community better. So the proposal that we submitted to the Talk Forum is a draft. We're looking to get some feedback. The idea is to expand it. So we have cohort 1. The individuals in cohort 1 are going to be the leaders of the ambassador program. They're going to help onboard cohort 2, and then we want to get to cohort 3, which will be within the umbrella of Harmony. And then at that point, we want to take the ambassador program to each continent. So we want to bring Harmony ambassadors to each continent, and to make leaders, build leaders that will be with Harmony and help people grow in Harmony. So that's the initiative. And the idea is to keep us accountable is we want to open up a validator. So Recovery One has launched a validator. We gave it over to the Harmony DAO. So we have experience doing that and building it and getting it to 10 million one. What we're asking for this program is the Harmony Foundation to allocate 20 million one. And what that will do is the emissions, the staking rewards will pay for the program. And this will be a yearly engagement. So we have metrics, we have things we want to hit, we have KPIs. And by delivering on that, Harmony, we look every year to re-engage with this initiative. So I hope I did a good job. If you need more details about the grant proposal, please take a look. It's at the Talk Forum. It's going to be on there till the end of April, and in May we're going to send it over to the funding thread in Harmony Talk Forum. Okay, that's it for me.
Hey, beautiful delivery. Beautiful. Great to hear it. I know we have we potentially have one of the new ambassadors coming on. When can we expect these new ambassadors to be officially onboarded per se?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a final conversation with our finalists, and we will talk about the onboarding. But we want to start the onboarding in May.
Fantastic. Yeah. Recovery, I think that's good recovery talk. Anybody else have anything to say? Any questions? Any input so far?
Happy to be here, Eric.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. It really is. It's great information. There's a lot of the Reddit questions are recovery, and just to see the response in the last, I think it's only been like 3 or 4 days, and to have 40 people on the Telegram, that's pretty, people are interested, and it's been pretty interactive. And I think this Google document could just get spread around, as long as it's supported and vetted through the community. So I'm looking forward to that. Just sharing recovery links and statistics and all that. So right on. Yeah, if that's all you had, you're more than welcome to hang out. If you have to go, I understand, and I appreciate you coming. That.
You got it, man. I'll be around.
Okay. You guys, peace and love. Bones, do you guys want to throw us in the next topic, or should I do it? Or you just unmute your mic and tell a joke or something.
Why are frogs so happy?
I don't know.
They eat whatever bugs them.
Yeah. All right. Nice. You got any more?
Why don't you let a Pokemon take a shower with you?
Huh.
Because he might peek at you.
Oh, goodness. All right. I can't take anymore. All right. So I'm going to go into something that I have to discuss today. So the Phoenix Rising collection, as it launched, is no longer. The project came with 2 people talking about it, and then it kind of got passed on to the R1 ambassadors, and we kind of had to deal with the existing infrastructure. And to keep it simple, it didn't work out. So we have the Mutant One team has already made the minting website. If you minted a Phoenix One or a Phoenix Rising NFT, you should already have the airdrop to this collection. We might have to work with Coherence to get the collection tradable. The link is also in the Google document. I'll make a official post and pop it on the R1 ambassadors within the next day or 2, hopefully today, but no promises. Again, the link is in the Google document. I think that covers it, and I think we'll still have we're gonna be planning on having the same mechanics. So every 25 mints, it'll trigger a 5,001 giveaway. I think the price even went down. I think it's only $9.99 instead of 1,001. So, and the price of one came down. So, pretty good deal on that collection. And I'm not 100% on the number. I believe it's more than 100 though. But all the recovery wallets have got I think there's like 35 total, somewhere below 40 that have been airdropped out to people that had the Phoenix Rising collection. So that is my update on that. Any questions there? I know Bones, you meant it. I meant it. Okay. Well, got that.
No, yeah.
Go ahead.
So the ones that are dropped, do we just check our wallet on the Harmony Explorer to be able to see? Or how are we able to see the airdrops of the NFTs if we minted?
I'll have to get with the team, so I don't give you the wrong answer. But if you can get to the Google, well, you have the Google Doc is in the Discord there. The One Show has the minting site on it, so I know you have access to it. So I haven't. We just got it. We just got it like out. So this is like literally like people staying up to make this deadline so that we have the website going, the IFPS files transferred, the airdrops. It was really a big ask to get this done so that we could announce it. No shady stuff. It didn't work out. It's multiple people doing a multiple year project. So we're just kind of changing the direction and trying to be fair with everybody that minted, and hopefully we can get the community involved and get some more utility going for the NFTs as well. So yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I think the Mutant One struggles sometimes on the mobile website, so that might be something that might be an obstacle. I know for sure it works on the browser. I tested it before the show, but there have been like issues with the mobile connection. Peace and love. Do you know how long the emissions schedule, or Matt, do you know how long the Harmony One's supposed to kick out this 440 million one per year?
It says to the end of the recovery, and then it's in the
No,
it's the HPIP 30V2. I can
No,
post.
not that. I'm talking about that's 25% of the total emissions. But how long do
I
the emissions at all keep going?
I can answer that. It's that goes on forever. That's what
Oh, really?
that's what covers stake and rewards, and that's what encourages people to lock up their one on the network and help secure it.
Oh, cool. I guess I thought I must have heard something wrong at one point. I thought it was only supposed to go for a few years. So that's cool. That's great because I mean it's just kind of we can start recycling the token. After recovery, you can start recycling the gas fees and getting more creative with it. But all right. Well, I thought we were under some sort of deadlines, but that sounds like that could definitely be voted on. Right? Upcoming. Couldn't that be a hip movement to maybe change the emissions?
Like how they're allocated, or you mean the amount?
Yeah, just that 440 million a year, just in general. Can that just be changed, or is that just written into the code how it is?
It's written into the code how it is.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, I'm glad. That's why I love these shows. I get to learn all kinds of stuff. Since we're on, do you want to talk about like pros and cons of validating, being a validator, struggles, goods, bads, desires? I think a lot of people would like to know stuff like that. If you'd be willing to talk about it, since you're a pretty good sized validator and you have a big following on Facebook and all over the social media, is that something you'd want to discuss for a minute? Or?
Yeah, I can discuss that. It's I mean, it's a good way to get involved in helping with the stability and security of the network. It's not an easy task. Basically, if you have Linux experience, it's helpful. But I mean, you can kind of learn it as you go. But that's what the client software runs on. And you're basically like a Linux system administrator who's on call 24/7. You got to learn how to troubleshoot your node. Like if anything goes wrong, you got to be able to figure out what it is. And the hardest part really is getting people to delegate to you when you're not elected. Because I mean, especially right now, because it's like 10 million one to get elected, and if you're not elected, you're not getting any rewards. So, like, it's like that's the hardest part is get people to delegate to you when you can't really offer them anything.
Is the thanks for going into that. Darn it, I was gonna almost almost cussed. I forgot what I was gonna say. What do you recommend for like new validators? Where's a good place to like learn about some of the stuff that some of the specs that you need for your computer? Code, any how to get started, just things to see if you even qualify to even become a validator.
There's the Validator DAO has a lot of Medium guides that are out there. There's links to everything on the Validator DAO Twitter page, which is DAO Harmony. There's also a website, a YouTube site that has videos There's a Telegram group that validators are in that everybody's always helpful. Like anybody has questions or anything, you can go to the validator Telegram group. There's also support on Discord. Harmony has sections in their Discord that if you have any issues, you can go there, and even Soph will help you.
Nice. So is it solely because the shards were cut from 4 to 2 that made all validators have to have like around 10 million to be elected, or is there something that could be done to lower the threshold, or do you think that's good to have less validators, or is this something that you understand here?
Definitely the more validators, the better. So, like that entry barrier is quite the hurdle for sure. I mean, the more validators you have, the more decentralized the network becomes. So, and that's the whole goal. Definitely
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's cool to have like the core developers on here. Sometimes they can talk about if there's anything they can tweak, or it's nice. I guess at this point, if people, if the HIP needs to happen, the communication's easier with less people, so the validators can stay tighter and move along together. But yeah, definitely more validators would be more secure, right?
Yeah, and I guess I didn't properly answer your question. It is because they got rid of 2 shards that made the median stake get that much higher. So the only way to really get that back is adding more shards and making more available slots for keys.
Nice. Thanks for talking about it. I might become one if I maybe get Starlink internet, so I have like stable internet and a generator or something, because the power also goes out here sometimes too. So that's my biggest dilemma of why I never got into it. I saw you on mute, Bones.
So with that kind of said, since it required more when it down, eventually when we start using more shards, it should require less, right? Like if we end up getting to 4 shards or 6 shards, then it should theoretically be a lot less to need to get validated.
Yep, because the more slots will open up.
Yeah, that'll drive down the median stake,
Nice.
which is like what it takes to get elected.
One other thing, kind of along these lines, I thought last week. I don't know if it's even possible, but if we could have the thing I thought about it was if we had a shard just dedicated to the real Bitcoin, you could just have a shard that just transfers that, and if we had validators that could process that, I thought that could be cool. Or if that could work, you could maybe have different chains that just add another shard on Harmony that has native assets. I don't know if that's even a thing, but it'd be cool for a layer 2 Bitcoin solution, I think.
Definitely a great idea.
I don't know if it's doable, but it'd be neat. Got all that, I think. The only other things I got are 2 DAO updates. So we completed the Harmonauts DAO completed LBI round 4 of 6. 10,000 hog went into the ecosystem, and through the process we were able to burn almost 1,000 depegged 1 USDC. So we got 2 more months on that. Pay attention to the Hog Token 1 or the Harmonauts DAO account or the Harmonauts community account. All those have links to the Harmonauts Discord. So anybody can come in there too and participate and vote in this stuff. We're hoping to have some simple voting structure that will use Hog and the Harmonaut NFTs within the next hopefully 2 months. So, and then the other thing was we had a vote to a vote passed that we're going to take all the available assets and put them onto the exchanges as well. We had 35,001 and 2,000 depegged USDC, and it's around 24,000 Hog that we're going to add. So that's going to be more Hog coming out. So the Harmonauts DAO isn't so centralized anymore. Definitely getting the Hog into circulation. So that's that update. Any input there, guys? I know two speakers are part of the LBI, so appreciate you guys being part of it. So 2 more months, and we'll just kind of renegotiate. And hopefully by the time that closes, we'll have the simple voting structure where instead of like doing thumbs up and thumbs down in the Discord, we can have some smart contracts that people can actually participate that way. It can be on blockchain and all the stuff that we like and leverage Harmony One. I guess the last one is a CryptoLand DAO update. The link to the Discord. First of all, the link for the Discord for the Harmonauts DAO is also in this Google document, and the link for CryptoLand DAO is also in this website. We're launching.
I'm not sure if your speaker's working. Or your mic, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Hello?
We just heard a one hello. There we go.
Man, my I live in the boonies. I'm in the middle of the nowhere in the Colorado Rockies. So I guess whenever they want to just throw me off, they throw me off. So I'm glad I reconnected. That's part of the advantage of having the co-host is I can get booted off and get back on. Anyway, yeah, the CryptoLand DAO is officially launching in 2 weeks. It's going to launch about 2 hours after the One Show episode 3, and I'm working on finalizing some documentation and working with the Meta One class to make sure that the airdrop mechanics are doable. Got that finalized. Kind of working on another document of the vision of CryptoLand DAO, but all the smart contracts and everything are up for. If you look at the document for phase 1, 2, and 3 for minting, accumulation, and getting the DAO NFTs, that's all on. It's all going, and there's a timer going, so you can kind of see what time it's going to hit in your own time zone. I think that's basically all the stuff I had that I think we could discuss on these questions. The other one was grant stuff, the Kratos wallet. Other than that, that was everything that I had on there. Do you guys have anything? Does anybody want to come up and participate? Any questions? Any feedback? Any desires? We can talk about it now. Also, people in the future, you can tag me or tag this space or come over to CryptoLand or Harmonauts DAO Discords. Very active there. There's also Telegrams for the CryptoLand DAO. I think the Harmonauts DAO is kind of the CryptoLand DAO on Telegram. I think that account there's only like probably 10 or 15 people in the original Telegram, but that's about all I had. Do you guys have anything else?
I think that covers pretty much everything. I've been curious about the HIP32 implementation. Definitely be nice to see that roll out, and also 1 second finality.
Yeah, 1 second on shard 0, right?
It's going to be on shard 1.
It's there, right? I think shard 1's already at 1 second.
I don't believe so.
Oh, I thought it was. I don't know. All I know is there's some validators on there. I think maybe they're building some games on there. I don't. Do you have any information about Shard 1?
I mean, Shard 1's been up. It's just been at 2-second finality, just like Shard 0.
I thought whenever they took the 2 shards away, it knocked Shard 1 into 1 second. They were just trying to get Shard 0 to 1 second. Yeah.
Well, they got rid of the other 2 shards because they said it would make it easier to do 1 second finality, but it wasn't like a instant thing when they got rid of the 2 shards.
Oh, okay. All right. So something they're working on. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, and then the HIP 32, what does that involve? Does that need to be a hard fork to be implemented?
Yes.
I wonder, have you seen anything do you have any intel on that?
I haven't heard anything yet. I know they've been working on it, so.
Yeah, I've seen some hints here and there, and hopefully Casey's back in the office and they'll get some of those the YouTube calls back on. I appreciate those. I didn't, before they had them last year, I didn't realize that there was that many core devs that were actually working on the network. So I really appreciate hearing from them, and hopefully we can get some on here at some time, talk about some of these technical things, or we could always discuss changing the time up too. I think Soph would want it a little bit later. I could go a little bit later, but Matt, it'd be a little bit late for Matt, but maybe. Bones is all good. All right. Guess we'll just wrap it up. We definitely don't have to go for 2 hours. I think I had all that stuff on there. I'm just gonna keep going and modifying the one show Google document, and then hopefully we can get the other one going with it'll be somewhat along these lines. Maybe we could just use this document for the official links. That could always be a thing too. That'd be even easier. So, all right. Appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate everybody listening in the future. Again, please pay attention to the Google document or reach out to myself, Tenacious DeFi, Peace and Love, or Theo to get something on the Google document, like officially, or you can just respond on post or DM or whatever. So I guess we'll call it good for the second one show. Appreciate everybody, and I'm happy that I was able to get back on there for a second. We'll see you guys around blockchain. Thank you, guys.